started when I was 13, smoking cannabis.
Where?
In Barbeg in the patios. I used to always go with older people than me, and they used to smoke it, and I thought to feel part of the group I had to do it. But eventually it filled a hole inside me. That drug filled a hole inside me that I had something I was missing, and I liked it, I enjoyed it. And I kept using cannabis till I was 16, and then I found cocaine and pills, and since that day that took over my life. Cocaine and pills took over my life. It was my drug of choice. Completely controlled me in everything I did. Couldn't work or do anything about it.
How frequently were you taking the drugs?
Every time I could. Every time I could.
And how did you pay for it?
I started working when I was 16. Started working young. And before that, the people I used to go to already worked. So they used to give me the weed. I used to go and buy something in the shop for them, and they used to give me a joint or something like that. But as soon as I started working, that's when my addiction started to come out.
When you started working?
When I started working, I could maintain my addiction.
And how you had a girlfriend or anything? Did you
I've had several girlfriends, but it's been hard to maintain relationships. I've always maintained my addiction secretly. It's been really hard. I always tried to appear like I was okay. I always had the mask in front of me. Everybody thought I was okay, but inside I wasn't. I was destroyed.
And did you mingle or associate yourself with people who were drinking alcohol excessively or smoking drugs, or you were normal friends? Or?
My friends were normal. I tried to always go with normal people to look normal. I always tried to go find groups of friends that used to be social, used to go on holidays, just so I could look like I was okay. I didn't want anyone to know how bad I was.
And how was it affecting your relationship with your mum, your dad, things like this? Did they notice it?
Well, I think they always notice something because I went very distant from them. I lost connection when I always lived with them, but I lost connection, a lot of connection with them. I never spoke to my sister, I hardly spoke to my sister. I started stealing from my parents.
What?
Money, chains, anything I could. And after I would steal, I would actually help them look for it. Even if I knew it was me. I would help them call the police and try and look for the chains.
That's to pay for your addiction?
That's to pay for my addiction. I got into smuggling. I did anything I could to feed it. I couldn't be without it.
Did you ever sell?
Yeah, I sold to maintain my addiction too. Yeah.
And so at what point in your life did you reach out?
Well, I was about to buy a house. I was about to get a mortgage. Don't know how I did it, but I convinced the bank, convinced everybody I had money, I was okay. But just a few weeks before my mortgage was about to be approved, I had used up all my money I had saved. My family had given me money to fix up the house. I had used up everything in a couple of months, about 5,000 grand in 2 months on cocaine. And I had two choices. I would either do a big job of smuggling, or I would call for help. And thankfully, I collapsed and I just called for help.
Liquor and club?
Yeah, I just fell on my knees and I couldn't carry on anymore. Couldn't carry on.
And how do you've been up to Bruce's?
No, well, I went to have an assessment there, but I had so much support outside, my family, everybody, that I thought I could do it outside. It was really, really hard for me to do it. I spent about 2 months without coming out of my house scared, going to work home. But then I met Stay Clean, met people that also had my problem associated with them, and they helped me quite a lot. And thanks, 7 months later, I'm still clean.
How many?
7 months.
What? And if there was advice, if it was something you wanted to say to the young people of today, because you go out and see, what would be something you would like to say to them?
I would tell them to try the drugs even if it's just for fun. It might look fun at the beginning. I had lots of fun, I mean, in my times at the beginning with drugs. Lots of fun. But eventually you need to face the consequences. Eventually you start to feel your life just collapse away. If you have any of these feelings, if you think you can control anything, you're lying to yourself. Eventually it takes over.
What do you